Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Good morning.
Thank you
In
very
fact, when I
much.
met him in the office, I was like, wow, I'm having a big dad in the office. You need to see him. And in fact, another thing is that the prof comfort today looks so specially different. I could not even recognize her because she was looking so radiant and beautiful. And she told me it was because of the hair, because she has transformed. You're looking beautiful this morning, ma. I had to comment. And we have
Thank you.
also the SUG, no, sorry, the student faculty president of the environmental studies. Wow, you're welcome. And his name, I have to say it specially, his name is Daniel Ishabi. I wish you could tell us the meaning of that. You're welcome. Good
Thank you very
morning.
much. Good morning.
Okay, so it's nice to have you on the show this morning, and we'll be discussing on the day, World Day for Safety and Health at Work. World Day for Safety and Health at Work. That is tomorrow. It's supposed to be on the 28th to be precise, and it's going to be commemorated in the University of UNIUYO with an event by the Institute for Health, Safety, Security and Environmental Studies, and this will be taking place at the multi-purpose hall of the near Faculty of Biological Science, Waiba Road. That's the permanent site, yes, and that's where the event will take place. Please, for proper information, what is this day all about? The day, the World Day for Safety and Health at Work. How did it start? How did it commence? Who brought about this idea that we have to celebrate? Because I never thought that this was actually being done.
Yes, thank you for that question. The World Day for Safety and Health at Work is an international day. I started with the International Labour Organization in 2003.
Wow,
That was the first year it was celebrated.
Okay.
And the purpose of this celebration is to educate people, inform people that there are threats, there are hazards, there are dangers in various occupations, in various workplaces.
Yeah.
And so the message is that we should do a lot to prevent accidents and diseases globally in the workplace. So ILO has the worker in focus.
Okay.
And every year there's a theme for that celebration.
Okay.
And the one for this year is the exploring the impact of climate change on occupational safety and health. We've heard so much of climate change, and we're feeling it.
Especially
it's
in
all over.
And all over the world.
All over the world, we've seen it. In fact, even those that do not even know what climate change is, they are feeling it. Wow. Especially the heat. So we have to celebrate that day. It's supposed to be on the 28th. 28th was a Sunday, so we had to shift it to celebrate it on
the work day.
Tomorrow, which is the 30th.
Yes.
Because University of UNIUYO is the workplace. Construction industries, workplaces, airport, workplaces. So we want to educate people that there are hazards in the workplaces, and we have to prevent them by putting in place measures that will reduce accidents and diseases in the workplace.
Thank you so much, Ma. So educated like I never been before. Right now, let's go to the University of UNIUYO. Sir Godwin, what are these measures being put in place by the university, for instance? I know there are other areas or departments that are facing hazards compared to some others. There's some others that are having a wide range of occupational hazard than others, maybe those in the engineering or electrical or the health. Can we decipher between two different areas now, and what are the measures to protect workers, for instance?
Thank you. The University of UNIUYO, just like any other institution, federal institution, takes safety very seriously.
Okay.
And I think the issue begins from even the construction of offices, workshops, laboratories, studios. There are certain specifications that must be incorporated while designing. For example, in a laboratory, you're supposed to have proper ventilation. Because if you don't ventilate properly, the chemicals, fumes, and other agents that are, coming out from there can cause health hazard. Because like the theme says, it's talking about safety and health. In fact, it too almost
Intertwined.
yes, intertwined. So the university, as I said, beginning from the design and construction of offices and spaces like that. Then after the construction, the other measures. If you go around, you see a lot of fire extinguishers. These are part of the things that can safeguard. Fire alarms. You see a lot of water hydrants that have been incorporated into the buildings and so on. And in large enclosed buildings, you will see signage, muster point, that in case there is any emergency for people to rush out, this is where you. So they have done a lot. They have done a lot. Though there's still room for improvement.
Yes. Okay. Now, from the student's point of view, let me come to our faculty president. If I may ask, let me diversify a little bit. We have a higher number of students admissions here, and there is this overpopulation problem. How does it affect students, and what is the faculty doing about that? For instance, you mentioned building places. Now, we've had classes that were built for maybe 50, 20, but now we are having overpopulation with the heat and the climate change. How are you managing this? Let me hear you from the president here.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. I feel as students, measures have been put in place by school management because I think they feel a burden, a pain as well. Like this badge
that was merged.
I learned that the first batch have their lectures from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Then the second batch have their Thursday, Friday, Saturday sometimes. And this has helped in reducing traffic also in school and also in lecture halls, and at least has helped to at maximum so much. So I think as students we feel less of the burden. But I think as climate change, talking about the movements of students up and down increasing due to the demands and all that, fossil fuel being burnt and so on and so forth, it still increases the challenges. So I feel if we could cope it and try to get the lecturers closer to where they are, it will be easy instead of transporting, just like the chemistry practicals having in PEM site.
And your faculty is actually here in Annex.
So you have to now move yourself down there on this or those practicals. So I think those are one or two challenges that increase it in the student community. But I feel like if we have more trees around that could help in like taking in this
carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen,
I feel the environment to be safe enough for both students and the
workers
lecturers
and
the workers.
Thank you so much, Presido.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go back to the climate change. Globally, the climate change problem has been for some time now, a trending issue. Comparing and bringing it back to Nigeria and Akwa Ibom State, what is the way forward, let's put it that way, to help workers and the people in general, not just those, for instance, health to be precise? How are we able to bring to bear the health of workers and people, comparing it or alleviating the climate change and all that?
Okay. I think most of us know what climate change is now. We have rising temperature as a result of anthropogenic activities like the burning of fossil fuels, although there are other natural forces, like if we have a volcanic eruption and other natural forces. And during this climate change, a lot of greenhouse gases, during this burning of fossil fuels, a lot of greenhouse gases, like CO2, like methane, like nitrous oxide, are released into the atmosphere. And when they are released into the atmosphere, we have a natural ozone layer in the stratosphere that is supposed to absorb the UV lights, the harmful effect of the UV light. So these gases now do not allows the UV light to come down. And then the gases also trap the energy from the sun and then heat up the surface of the earth. So that's why we're having this rising temperatures. Now, with the rising temperatures that we are having, we have this heat, a lot of heat-related illnesses, like heat rash, heat syncope, heat stroke, and all manner of
babies, for instance, and children are actually also having boils.
Yes.
Very strange boils. In fact, my children, I have to take them on antibiotics for some time, and at the point I had to drop the antibiotics. So these are things we need to look into.
So, and some other people he talked about the air quality. So the air quality is also compromised. We have a lot of other gases, harmful gases, and because the air quality is compromised, there are a lot of other respiratory infections that people can have. And sometimes, like people that are having asthma, it increases the chances of having the asthma attack because the air quality is compromised. Even the water quality, with all those poisonous gases, even if when it rains, the runoff, it carries all those things to the water, the surface water. Even the groundwater is also, that's borehole.
Do you know that even the rain itself from the...
So as you know, in the olden days, we used to put basin. They used to put basin, and then they capture the water, and they said the rainwater is the purest form of water. But it is not so again. Yes, it's not so again.
Because the ozone layer actually.
So water quality is compromised, a lot of waterborne infections, and so many. So you could see a lot of this anthropogenic things that consume fossil fuels. That the atmosphere is being polluted. Now we have the countries that pollute the more. They are called the mega polluters. Like China. Each year about 50 million metric tons of greenhouse gases is emitted into the atmosphere.
Because they are into productions, I guess.
Yes.
They produce things and create and manufacture.
They have a lot of factories. So about 50 billion metric tons of CO2 is released into the atmosphere. And China contributes about 14 million tons. Followed by USA, 6 million, India 3.5, and the rest.
Wow.
It might interest you to note that Nigeria only produces 104. Very minimal.
Because you are always importing.
Very minimal. But that doesn't mean that Nigeria is not affected. Because the world is a global village.
Exactly.
The pollution that happens in China will soon come to Nigeria because there is no boundary in the airspace. There's no boundary in the water. So whatever happens, there will also happen here. So whatever mitigation strategies or adaptation strategies has to also be done here. And what they are doing is that the big polluters are being asked to take action to reduce their carbon emissions. And they are also asked to offset their what we call the carbon footprints, to pay a certain amount of money. And then also you come and then to another part that may not be polluting much, and then you come and have some environmental projects that will help to diminish the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere.
Let me not cut you. Let me allow
so
you
were asking of mitigation strategies.
Yes.
There are a lot of mitigation strategies. Even the little things that happen in our homes, like if you have to save energy.
Yes.
Like even in the house, do you know that when we are brushing our teeth, we open the tap and it runs. The type of light bulb we are using should be something energy efficient light bulb, less heating, less cooling. We should plant trees, number one, because trees are the one that take in those greenhouse gases that release oxygen. We should bike more instead of traveling with our cars. You know, some people are so used to when they are going somewhere, they have to drive them to that spot. They cannot trek that distance. So we should be able to trek, walk. We should be able to use bicycles instead of cars. So that you reduce the amount of fossil fuels we are burning. We should be able to what we call carpool. Carpool is I'm going to the Wangeba road now, and he is going to Wangeba road, and we are driving our 2 cars. Why don't I ask you, please? Can I join you? And then more. There are so many mitigation strategies.
Okay. Yes. Let me cut you. Okay.
Can I add something?
I have something in my life. I hope I won't forget.
Okay, just go on. Go on then after.
Okay.
Now,
I wanted to add that mitigations. Apart from at the individual basis and what community and organizations can do, one major way that we can do this is the reduction in the utilization of fossil fuel.
Yes.
That is one way.
And that's what she also emphasized.
Yes.
Using renewable energy
sources.
sources.
That's what I wanted to add.
Solar energy,
the solar,
wind,
the compressed natural gas. The compressed natural gas has a very low carbon content as compared to the petrol and diesel. So when they are being combusted, the amount of CO2 is less. So there is we should look for a way to make a shift from fossil fuel to CNG, for example. Then the hydro. Instead of most of these the thermal power plant that uses boilers, and then we need to burn. You understand? So we go for hydro and things like that.
Okay.
And then with respect to waste, we have to use what we call the 5 R's of waste.
Okay.
We reduce, we reuse, we recycle, we refuse.
Oh, yes.
So there are like you see, we have landfills. We are not recycling. All whatever we produce, whether the waste is plastic, whether it is tin, whether it is can, whether it is degradable waste, we all put them into landfill. So there should be a way of waste segregation.
Yes.
So that the agric ones, the composable ones can go for compost, and the farmers can make use of that, and then the other ones can be recycled and reused. But and then what we do is we set fire. We set fire on those ones, and then we increase the CO2 content. Even the form of agriculture that we have set fire, bush burning before we now go and plant.
Well, I must say this is a great time to create this awareness, because we really need to safeguard our environment. And this starts with educating people. Education should begin from the nursery school, not just the university, not just the workers' environment size. So what are the areas of getting this awareness to those kind of places like the nursery schools, the primary schools, so that we'll catch them young, let them have this idea? Because I know somewhere like China, they do a lot. They are into this